6:51, time for the morning sprint.
Lake Mills police are looking for a man accused of robbing a Culver's. It happened around 8:30 Monday night in the drive-thru. The man pulled up in a red Jeep Wrangler, passed a note to staff demanding money, and threatened to use a gun. No one actually saw a weapon during the whole ordeal. If you know anything about the crime or might have seen it happen, you should call Lake Mills police. Their phone number is right there on your screen.
Cuban officials reporting that its electrical grid has completely gone down because of Hurricane Ian. Images here from Havana, where the worst of the storms hit. Havana's decrepit infrastructure often suffers even in storms much smaller than Ian, as buildings collapse and drainage strains. The power lost late last night.
President Biden and Florida Republican Governor Ron DeSantis are in talks this morning as Hurricane Ian approaches the state's Gulf Coast. They're discussing preparations for the storm. This is a big deal because DeSantis is a potential contender for president in 2024. In the past few days, President Biden has also talked with the mayors of Tampa, St. Petersburg, and Clearwater. Some breaking news we've been following from overseas this morning. South Korea says North Korea firing a ballistic missile toward its eastern waters. This is happening a day before Vice President Kamala Harris is set to visit. In a statement to the New York Times, Harris called Kim Jong-un's recent activity, quote, destabilizing, and that the U.S. will stand with its allies. South Korean officials say this is the second missile launched this week.
A Washington County man has been charged, accused of transporting close to 50 puppies across state lines. He has 3 counts of operating as a dog breeder or dealer without a license and 3 counts of mistreating animals. Investigators arrested him after a concerned person reported that Colton Bruder had multiple Facebook posts about the dogs in his truck.
Senator Ron Johnson announcing his backing from the Milwaukee Police Association this morning. The group represents the rank-and-file cops in the state's largest city. It's now officially endorsing Johnson over his challenger, Mandela Barnes. They say Senator Johnson backs them and has helped them get the tools they need to do their jobs.
For his part, Mandela Barnes has been endorsed by his own coalition of law enforcement, which includes a handful of sheriffs, including those from Rock, Greene, and Milwaukee counties.
From the nation's capital overnight, the Senate squeaking out a test vote to move forward with a stopgap funding bill to avoid a potential government shutdown. The deadline is Friday at midnight. Majority Leader Chuck Schumer cut a controversial energy proposal from the legislation to secure Republican votes. The 72-23 vote to move forward on the bill indicates it does have enough bipartisan support to pass.
New video here of Russian men and families crossing the border into Georgia because they want to flee Russia so they don't have to fight in Ukraine. Putin announcing a mobilization of thousands last Wednesday. It was the first public mobilization since World War II. The Georgian capital had already been inundated with about 40,000 Russians since February. The exact number of people fleeing this week is not known, but it is a substantial exodus.
Flight attendants at United and Southwest Airlines are protesting at more than 20 airports across the U.S. That includes Boston, Cleveland, and Baltimore. They're calling for better pay and increased staffing levels. A shortage of airline workers is partly to blame for hundreds of thousands of flight cancellations and delays this year. The industry is down more than 50,000 workers since the pandemic.
And we do have an alert day in the forecast for today and tomorrow, really just for the morning frost potential for Dane County westward. We'll see what goes on tonight, but once again, you're going to see that potential again. Bus stop forecast to bundle up today, at least in the morning. It's not going to be a very warm morning, but we should have plenty of sunshine as you go home. Temperatures will just be in the mid-50s. So overall, if you see, plan your day. Better with the wind, better with the sun, but temperatures really are not going to improve too much. That'll be more tomorrow. And your 10-day looks dry and looks like upper 60s by Sunday.
All right, Greg Barnhart, thank you very much. We want to give you a first warn traffic note this morning. It's breaking just in the last few minutes here. A crash on the ramp to the Beltline off of Verona Road. Police are on scene there. Expect some delays as you head to work.
And more live coverage of Hurricane Ian straight ahead on CBS Mornings.